I'm Lars Enarson with an update from the war against Iran. Thursday, March 12. It's the 13th day in this war. Just like I predicted in my previous update, now towards the end of Ramadan, there is going to be an intensified battle against Israel from Iran. In the last few days, the missile coming in towards Israel from Iran have increased more than 20%. But most of all, Hezbollah in Lebanon have now joined this war in a way that has even surprised Israel. Israel expected that Hezbollah would do something this time, but remember in the war last year, the 12-day war against Iran, Hezbollah did nothing. But this time, now when there is a risk that the regime in Iran will lose its power, Hezbollah has joined the fight full force. Last night, all of northern Israel was bombarded by missiles from Lebanon, and for instance, Haifa, there was no less than 100 missiles fired from Hezbollah at the same time against Haifa. So it is a very, very serious situation. Now tomorrow is what is called the Al-Quds Day, Friday, March 13. The day that Ayatollah Khomeini, that took power 47 years ago over Iran, instituted in order to mobilize the entire Muslim world to come against Jerusalem. So we need to pray now as never before, just like Daniel in Babylon when he began to fast and pray. We read about this in Daniel chapter 9 and 10. And how it was a confrontation with the principality of Persia, the prince of Persia. And it's the same spiritual world ruler that we are involved with right now in prayer. And we encourage you to go to take days of fasting and prayer this weekend specifically, to pray with us for a victory over the regime in Iran. Right now, even though both Israel and the United States have bombarded Iran like has never happened before in world history, I'm sure, the regime in Iran is still in full control over Iran. President Trump has indicated that maybe now the job is done in Iran because there is no navy, there's no air force, and the ballistic missiles have been wiped out almost completely, but not totally. And so maybe this war will come to an end. This is beautiful music in the ears of the regime in Iran, because if the war will end soon with the regime in Iran in power, it will declare complete victory over the great Satan, the United States of America, and the little Satan, Israel. They don't care how many of their own die in this war. They don't care if they don't have any navy or air force or anything left. If the regime is still standing, they will declare victory. And sooner or later, they will begin to build up their arsenal again, and it's going to be 7 times worse than what it is right now. So we need to pray for a regime change. And the only solution that I see is that the son of the previous Shah, Reza Pahlavi, will begin to take over in Iran and lead the nation into a process of democracy so that it will become a democratic country. And for some reason, President Trump has shown no interest for this, probably because of the influence from Qatar and Saudi Arabia, who do not want to see a Muslim regime fall, even though they are an enemy also of Saudi Arabia and Qatar. it is such a blow to Islam that they would like to just see a diminishing of the war and an end to the war. And they are pressuring Trump to do that. Now, the regime in Iran, you know, has also bombarded the surrounding Muslim nations in the Arab world with missiles. And the reason for this is that they want to create a world crisis. It's part of their religion that it's only a world crisis that will make the final Mahdi, the end-time savior of Islam, to rise to power. So for them, this is the main goal. Even though many of them perish in the process, they do not care. It's a suicidal death cult that is ruling over Iran. And this is what we are engaged with in our prayers. I'm reminded about World War II when the intercessor Rhys Howells dedicated his Bible school in Wales to continual prayer day and night in order to see the fall of the Nazi regime in Germany and the restoration of Israel. And this is exactly what we have to do now. This is a world ruler that we are engaged with, and the situation in Iran will not change unless there is a complete end to the Shia terror regime in Iran. It's just like during World War II, where the Allied forces demanded unconditional surrender by Hitler, and they demanded that no one that had been involved in the Nazi regime could have any position of influence and power in Germany after World War II. This is what we also need to pray for. So thank you for standing with us in prayer. May God bless you. The situation right now is very critical towards the end of Ramadan, and it is a spiritual battle. God bless you. Shalom from Israel. I'm Lars Enarson.